progress.
Welcome, everybody.
Hi, guys. Thank you for coming. As you guys come in, can you please make sure that your camera is on? I see them coming on slowly but surely. And make sure that your last name is not on your screen. If you need help on how to take that off, honestly, don't ask me because I'm not sure. But one of our peer ambassadors will happily
Well, why don't we explain
on how to do that?
How to do that then?
Do one of our peer ambassadors want to take themselves
I can do
off?
it. So if you're on your desktop, I'm not sure how to do it on mobile, but you just right click on yourself
Oh, we're right there.
and you click the name button when you right click on yourself, or there's like 3 little dots in the corner, and you can click rename.
So on mobile, when you're holding it like this way, the little thing will pop up, and it's kind of where you can do like the emoticons, and it's like the 3 dots, and it just says rename. It's pretty much the same.
All right, so I'll be right back and see if I can change it.
Yeah, it's just on the bottom.
Dusu, okay. I see everybody's in that should be in so far.
And if you're a student, please make sure your camera is on and that we can see that bright shining face. Because we're all meeting each other. I gotta know what you look like, right?
Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bluer. I'm the founder of skills.org, one of the creators of this opioid awareness program. Kaylin, why don't you introduce yourself real fast?
So I'm Kaylin. I work for the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA. I helped Gary in creating this and getting this, you know, off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, we had a peer in-person program, and then when the pandemic started, we decided to do something. We decided to make lemonade out of lemons, really. And we came up with this program. And now you guys are involved in the 4th pilot. So we've done this 3 times before. This is the 4th time. The most important thing that we can ask you guys is that we hear your voice, that we hear your ideas, your thoughts. This isn't the kind of thing when the adults say we really want to hear from you, and they really don't mean it. It's actually the opposite. We have to hear from you. We have to hear it from you because we have a philosophy that programs like this only work well when we can speak with you. So that's why we have peers talking to you too. So are we ready to go?
I still see some cameras off. And as our peer ambassadors can tell you, I am not above calling out names. So, you know, don't make me do it, but like I'll do it.
Okay.
If you have any sort of like technical difficulties, just send me a private message, or Gary or one of our peer ambassadors who will introduce themselves, and we'll get you situated.
Okay.
Mariah, I just got your message. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, if you have technical problems, that's no problem. We just don't want to be hounding you and looking like hounds with it. So if you have a problem, let us know, and we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. Okay, we got somebody else going. All right. Can I have the peer ambassadors introduce yourself, starting with Dusu?
Hi, everyone. My name is Dusu. I'm currently a college freshman, and technically I'm a peer leader because I've done the peer ambassador thing already last pilot, and I've been with the program since it originally started. So if you have any questions at all, let me know, and I'm just here to kind of help out.
Okay, we'll go in order of alphabetical order. Amber?
Hey y'all, my name is Amber. I'm a senior, and I've been here since the program started, but not really. I came the first time, but then I left, but now I'm here again.
Okay, who's next on that? I guess it's Chris, right? Christine?
Hi everyone. Yes. Hi everyone. My name is Christine.
and I am a peer ambassador for this program. And I'm delighted to see all of your beautiful faces, and I'm excited for what's to come.
Chris, you're so cute.
Okay. Callie?
Hi, everyone. My name's Callie. I'm going into my sophomore year. This is my first time being a peer ambassador. I was introduced to this program last time that we ran through it. And if you have anything and you'd like to reach out to me, just let me know. You can private message me. We can set something up. Feel free to talk to me if you need anything.
Okay, Delaney.
Hi, I'm Delaney. I was part of pilot number 3 as well. This is also my first time as a peer ambassador. I'm also a rising sophomore. Yeah, feel free to reach out in any way. Like, I don't.
We Didi.
Hey y'all, I'm Dee Dee. I'm a senior at North Tech. Very nice. So if you need help, just message me about anything.
And who am I missing? There's another D. I think that's it. I think that's everybody. That's everybody. Okay, so this is how it's going to go. We're going to I'm just going to give you a brief introduction of what we're going to be talking about, the scheduling, that kind of stuff. And then we're going to talk with the peer ambassadors for a little bit, and then we're going to actually go over a lesson. So this thing is configured like I wrote in the description that everybody has. It's configured in, we have workshops on Tuesday and we have town halls on Thursday. Real simple. In the workshops, we actually talk about stuff that's going on, that stuff that you need to know about opioids. We do some lessons. Actually, the peers will do the lessons with you. And then on Thursdays, we actually have an expert come in. So the experts come in and they talk about what we learned on Tuesday, really, how it actually applies in the real world. Once again, this is the 4th time that we've done it. This seems to work well, but once again, if you guys have any questions or have any thoughts or have anything, we really do want to hear from you. That is absolutely true. Sorry, I'm just looking at if somebody is going to get in. I'm just going to do it this way to share my screen with you guys, because in case somebody else gets in, I got to let them in. So can you guys see my screen?
We can see it, Gary.
Okay. So we want to welcome you to the Model 3 Opioid Awareness Program. This is our 4th pilot. Once again, I'm Gary Bloor, founder of skills.org. Kaylin's going to be with us. You met Kaylin. Labiba, unfortunately, isn't here today so far. And then we have our peer ambassadors. We are going to talk about the opioid epidemic. It's the biggest drug epidemic in United States history. More people die each year from opioid overdoses than from car accidents or gun violence. These numbers are huge. These numbers are huge. This is a man-made disaster. This actually started by man. And that means that if it started by man, then we got to fix it. And we have the opportunity to do that. And the opportunity really arises when you have education and understand what's going on. So here's some numbers, some dry numbers. These are unfortunately overdose deaths from 1999 to actually from 2020. As you can see, it's gone up a lot. Last year during the pandemic, actually opioid overdoses, particularly due to synthetic opioids, rose over 30%. Unfortunately, that was predictable given what's going on in the middle of a pandemic. As you can see, 93,000 people died last year. Almost 70,000 of them from opioids. So since 1999, 900,000 people have died from overdoses. Over 500,000 of those are from opioids. Now, each year, 70% of the deaths are from opioids, overdose deaths. So what we're trying to do is actually, I call it our moonshot. And the reason it's a moonshot, it's hard. It's not supposed to be easy. So I'm gonna quote John Kennedy. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. it's not worthy to do something that's easy. So we decided to try to make education a fixture and try to make things better. We're not going to fix this thing, but we can sure make it better. So what we've done is we've tried to actually simplify things. So throughout this program, by the time you leave, we're going to see you 6 times. You're going to know at least 3 things, the 3 must-knows. And the 3 must-knows are opioids are legal and illegal, 1 pill can kill, and good Samaritans are protected. That's it, 3 things. That's it, three things, guys, 3 things. And we're just going to actually add another thing on top of that. If I click the right thing. It has to do with information quality. This epidemic was actually started based on false information, and we'll talk about that a little bit. We're going to add something that we call be skeptical, not cynical. It actually has to do with information quality. All right, so this is a innovative pilot program. It's actually based off research and experience, and we say it's applied with common sense. We call this applied common sense. It just makes sense. So what we want you guys to do is we want you to think, we want you to learn, and we need your voice once again. We are going to make mistakes for sure, and this isn't going to be smooth. As you can see, it says, welcome to the laboratory. This is a laboratory. Laboratories are where you invent things, and you guys are actually pioneers. You truly are pioneers. So you are pioneers. This is important, and we will save lives with this education. So I'm just going to go over a couple things once again. We have peer ambassadors. Why do we have peer ambassadors? Because things haven't changed. They haven't changed since I was a kid. The messenger actually matters. Kids want to hear from kids. They don't want to hear from adults. So we've got peer ambassadors who have introduced themselves to you. They've successfully completed our pilot program and actually have gone through peer ambassador training. So they've actually gone through training in order to speak with you guys and help educate you. You met them. It's Amber, Callie, Christine, Dee Dee, and Delaney. We have some peer leaders led by Dusu. Dusu's here. The schedule is Tuesdays and Thursdays. So from the next 3 Tuesdays and the next 3 Thursdays, we're going to be here at 4 o'clock. Please be in the waiting room at 3:45. There's method to the madness. Please just be in the waiting room at 3:45. We have 3 phases. As you guys read in the description, there's 3 phases to this program. You get awarded after you successfully complete each phase. And you cannot successfully complete each phase if you're not here. They say 90% of life is showing up. You got to show up. And if you can't show up, something happens in life, then you just let us know. And then we'll make arrangements. It can't happen twice. Just think about it. Think about it, and just if something happens, let us know in advance. A few people did that today already. Okay, so in the last phase, we're effectively going to give you the same questionnaire that you guys took already. And we're going to talk to you. I'm going to interview each one of you guys. We're going to have a discussion, and you're just going to let us know what you think, what you learned, what you didn't learn, what we can do better, how we can improve. We need your ideas. We need your ideas. It's broken down into 3 things. So basically in the workshops, we're going to talk about for the next 3 weeks, opioids, naloxone, and we call it information quality, IQ. And in the town halls, we're going to have experts talk to you about the evolution of the opioid epidemic, the Good Samaritan law and Narcan, and information quality. Once again, be skeptical, not cynical. What's real information and what's not real information? So once again, the 3 must-knows. We're just going to keep pounding on you with this one. Opioids are legal and illegal. 1 pill can kill, and good Samaritans are protected. The next session that we have is this Thursday at 4 o'clock. So we'll see you there, and let's jump in.
Wait, before we do that, sorry. One, if you guys need to step away from your camera for any second, like I understand, Like we all have to go to the bathroom. Like I be getting hungry. Anyone can tell you, like I eat snacks on these calls. If you need to step away for some food, like just please send me or any of the peer ambassadors a message. Also, we forgot to tell you at the beginning of the call, but everyone who is here, can you please type your name, your grade, and your school in the chat? We're gonna do that before every session. We actually forgot to tell you.
Thank you, Kaylin.
That's why I'm around.
Yeah, that's right.
The things sometimes. Yeah, so if you guys can just go ahead and do that for us, and now we can start.
Okay.
And also, if I see you not paying attention, like I'm gonna call you out. So please pay attention.
I can promise you guys that's the truth. That's a certainty, like the sun's getting up, you know, in the, okay, thank you guys. I'm actually gonna ask Dusu a question first. And she wasn't ready. She didn't know I was gonna do this. Dusu, did you feel like a pioneer during this program when you took it the first time?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because
how did that make you feel?
Okay, so I was a part of like the very first pilot that was ever created, and I was a student during that time. And at that time, we actually didn't have peer ambassadors. We were being taught by Gary, Kaylin, and Abiba. And not only did I learn a lot, but it was like interesting to see how when kids come together, like us knowing this information, we were able to like take it and apply it to like everyday life, and help us make like better choices throughout what we were doing. So I would say that I felt like a pioneer because there was like no one else doing this type of program. I was never a part of anything like it. And then to later become a peer ambassador where I'm teaching my peers, it really helped me feel like I was a part of something bigger than myself. And that's just something that I love to do. So yeah, I agree that this was a pioneering type of feel to it.
Okay, Dusu, we talked about, why don't you ask a couple of the peer ambassadors a couple questions, and then we'll get into.
All right. Okay, so Callie, you were a part of pilot number 3, correct? What would you say drew you to the program?
I've always been passionate about like trying to help people and doing the best that I can for my community, and this is very county based. It's for all throughout the state. So it made me feel like I was doing something important while not putting strain on myself. This is something that I want to do, and not like, it's not hard. I'm challenged every day by trying to articulate more, but I love it and I wouldn't change it.
All right, Didi, do you feel like do you feel like you will ever like stop learning when it comes to becoming a peer ambassador? So like throughout the program, do you think that you've continued to learn new things about yourself and about the opioid epidemic as a whole?
Yeah, of course. I'm always going to be learning stuff. That's just the type of person I am. I love to educate myself so that I'm able to inform others. And I feel like this program is really good when it comes to like teaching you things. So like not only I'm a peer ambassador, but I can still learn from taking this program again or going through it with you guys so you guys can learn as well.
All right. So my last question is going to be for Chris. Chris, do you believe that being a part of this program has helped like build who you are as a person, build your confidence, and the kind of like the things that you do within your life?
I feel like it definitely has helped me because even just with all the information in the programs that I have been a part of, I've been able to inform my friends and even my teachers. Like we talk about fentanyl and the epidemic, and they're like, wow, I didn't know about that. Next time I see my teacher, he read a whole article about it. And it's something that we can discuss. So it's just some things that by word of mouth that you can expand on. So I definitely think it has helped me.
All right, Gary, those are my questions.
Do you want to ask one more?
You want me to ask one more?
Yeah.
All right. Amber. What was your favorite part about the program and why?
My favorite part about the program was, I'm gonna say it wrong, but I'm gonna say it was an interview. It was an interview after the program that, you know, you had to like basically say how was it, what you learned. And during that interview, there was like lights, we got our makeup done, and like there was this lady, and I felt like I was on like 2020, and it was just, I felt like a superstar. So that was my favorite part.
You're talking about the PSA video?
Yes.
That's what she's talking
Just to clarify what we were talking about,
Yeah.
we did a PSA video, which was like a public service announcement where a lot of the kids that were within the program got to like be in front of like a professional photographers, and this lady was like asking us interview questions. We dressed up, we got our makeup done by like a professional crew. It was a whole thing, and we were able to kind of like explain our experience within the program. It was an interview. Anyways. All right. Yeah, those are my questions. But if you guys have any questions or if you need anything, you could always private chat me in the group chat.
Okay. I'm going to turn it over actually to Callie and to Delaney. They're actually going to go over a presentation. By the way, guys, this is the driest day that we have in terms of like, we just got to get you guys educated up to a certain point before we can start talking about other things. And so we just got to sort of today, just hang in there with us, try to learn as much as you can. But every day is not, we're going to be moving a lot more than today. Right?
It normally is like it'll get entertaining. You guys will be like, bro, like, why am I here? But I promise.
It gets entertaining when you know something too.
I promise it'll be worth it. Wait till we get to Chris Ogar, then you'll be like, okay, that's why I'm here.
Okay. I'm going to try to share the screen. Share the screen, and I didn't do this right. Sorry, guys. Just 1 second. I don't know how to. All right, you're gonna have to do it this way. Can you guys see this screen? I'm trying to match.
It's just not in present, like it's not in the slide.
It's not, yeah, I don't know how to. All right, let me try this again. Sorry, guys. I've only done this like 20 times.
77 times.
Oh, that's what I have to do. I'm gonna change screen. Sorry. I forgot about this.
How's everyone's day? It's good to know each other a little bit. Ivan, my guy. I hope that's how I pronounce your name. Ivan. I can't tell if you're paying attention.
Avon.
As what?
Avon.
Avon. I was all wrong. See?
A lot of people get it wrong.
I'm so sorry. Avon, I won't make that mistake again. And if I do, correct me.
Yeah.
Okay.
How was your day?
My day's been okay.
Same.
Okay. All right. How's that, guys?
We're all good, Gary.
Okay.
That's better.
That's better. All right. So go ahead there. Who's first, Callie or Delaney?
Well, me.
Go ahead.
All right, the paragraph lives in infamy as the start of the opioid epidemic. Even the most intelligent and well-educated were tricked. It was an opinion piece included in a medical journal, and it was received as truth. And it was even deemed credible by doctors who didn't really research the background. It was cited 608 times as legitimate medical evidence on opioid addiction and deemed fact by the medical community. They stated that despite widespread use of opioids in hospitals, the development of opiate addiction is rare in patients with no history of addiction. Internal politics played a heavy hand in the spread of misinformation due to monetary gain. 101 words, less than an essay, is inadvertently responsible for the loss of over 760,000 lives.
Okay.
In 2020, an estimate of 93,000 people died of an overdose due to opioids. To put this into perspective, imagine you're at a movie theater and you're seeing the latest Marvel movie. The theater's packed, everyone's excited, and suddenly everyone around you drops dead. That's how many people died every single day during 2020.
Imagine you're sitting in the Yankee Stadium, bottom of the ninth, preparing for the final hit, and then everyone drops dead. I mean, pretty much the same thing. That's how many people die of opioid overdose yearly, enough to fill the Yankee Stadium. Over 540,000 people dead.
So what is an opioid? We're going to talk about that. Opioids are created from the opium poppy plant. It's on the screen, you can see it right there. Or they can also be synthetically made, which means being man-made, being made in a factory, processed by someone. Opioids are very powerful pain relievers, and they're much more powerful than over-the-counter drugs like Advil that you could take for like a headache or something. Opioids are things that you take after big surgeries or things that Advil definitely cannot cover. Many people are prescribed opioids after the big surgeries, and unfortunately, without trying to, they get hooked on them. One of the three must-knows are that opioids are both legal and illegal. So the legal drugs, we have three different groups that they come in: natural, semi-synthetic, and synthetic. Natural ones are ones like morphine and codeine. Semi-synthetic are oxycodone, and fully synthetic are things like fentanyl. And you'll notice the more synthetic it gets, the more powerful it gets in potency when we learn about potency later. And an example of an illegal opioid is heroin, probably the one that everyone here is most familiar with. And when we talk about opioids in a general sense, we can be referencing any one of these many types of opioids. So it's a very broad spectrum. An opioid is not just a simple thing. There's lots of different kinds. So it's important to specify which one you're talking about, because every single one has different connotations.
Cal, are you talking about the chemical structure?
That's Delaney.
Oh. Is she frozen?
I think she might be frozen.
Frozen. She's definitely frozen.
She's-
All right. Okay, I got it. I'm watching.
Okay.
So basically, the chemical structure of the of certain types of drugs are very similar. So as you can see, there's oxycodone, morphine, and heroin. As you can tell, all of the chemical structures look almost similar, and except for certain different bonds. And for that reason, they give off the same effect on the body. Delaney, you look like you are no longer frozen.
I was gonna say, can you hear me now? All right. So, as Dusu was saying, the chemical structures of oxycodone, heroin, and morphine are very similar. And though they are not identical, they still have the same effects on the body. They're all related under the main family as opioids, but they're not the same. They're just similar.
Can I interject in here? If anybody has any questions along the way, can you put it in the chat, or can you, yeah, like we encourage questions.
Definitely, yes, please.
Yes.
Or if it's just a comment, like it doesn't have to be a question. Like I know sometimes I just be having thoughts like that I just would like to get out. So that works too.
Okay. All right.
All right, so over-the-counter medicines can be bought legally without a prescription. They tend to be cheaper and generally safer, or at least less likely to be abused. Prescription medication is more dangerous and has to be taken in set amounts. Anyone can take over-the-counter medication. Only people authorized should take prescription medicine, and prescription is RX, over-the-counter is OTC.
Sorry.
All right, so what do apples and oranges have in common? They're both fruits and both high in nutrients, but are not the same. Over-the-counter and prescription medications are both pain relievers, but not of the same caliber. Tylenol does not have the same effect of oxycodone, but they are both painkillers that dull pain receptors, just not to the same degree.
As Delaney just talked about, there's different types of pain relievers. Both prescription and over-the-counter pills can relieve your pain, but it's important to remember that they're not the same. Usually prescription pills are a lot more potent, and as she said, you have to have a doctor's permission to take them. And with prescription pain relievers, so opioids, you can get addicted to them in as little as 3 to 5 days. And I really want you to let that sink in and think about it. 3 to 5 days. Usually your recovery from, let's say you had a surgery on your leg, the recovery for that is probably at least a month. And if you take opioids for even a week, you could get addicted to them.
So what does that make you think, Callie?
That it's more dangerous, that
Watch out, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll
Watch
get
it.
into it too, guys, but like once we start talking about like family history and knowing like how certain things can affect you, you'll understand this a bit more. So for example, I over this pandemic period had to get my appendix taken out, and they had to give me fentanyl because they were cutting into my abdomen, and I was freaking out because I have a history of substance abuse in my family. And so I know that, just as it says on the screen, as little as 3 to 5 days, they wanted to prescribe me painkillers for after the surgery. And I said, no, I wanted the Tylenol because I know what my risk factors are. So we'll get into that more.
But I also want to make sure that opioids are good too if they're used correctly. I mean, like, I don't want to make them sound like they're completely illegal and they're the villain and all this other stuff. It's just, you got to know what you're getting and you got to know what you're using, but they do have a place. Okay, so
for this slide, you guys can participate in this. If you just want to write in the chat, I want you to tell me what you think someone with an opioid addiction or an addiction of any kind looks like. What are some of the characteristics? What do you think they look like? What do you think they behave like? If I can get at least 10 people to write that in the chat, that would be great. And then we can move forward.
Or, I can call on you guys. Whichever. But it's really
So Avon says that he heard it damages hair.
interesting.
I'm really sorry. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. It's either, I think it's Soap. She says
I think.
Sope?
I think.
Yeah, Chope. Okay. It's a really pretty name. I like that. So
Thank you.
she says that there's no specific look for it. Josh says that someone could be overly active or inactive, so they could be hyper or maybe look more tired and lazy. Maya says that they think they would look normal, but maybe act a little bit different. And I apologize if I say your name wrong. Santa says that people often show signs of anxiety. Francia says that sometimes there are scabs on the face. Stephanie says weight loss. Kimura says some people look age while they're still young. Alicia says that they might look skittish or malnourished. Vicky says maybe tired or more relaxed than normal. Pedro says that they would maybe appear tired and worn out. And Kathleen says that they might act paranoid. So yeah, that's good for now. Thank you everyone for participating. You did great for your first time. I'm really proud of you guys so far for being focused and stuff. Delaney's gonna take it next.
So the thing is, anyone can become addicted. No specific mannerisms or traits exclusive to people who suffer from addictions. And addiction is a disease, and people who are addicted can just look like you or me. It's really all it boils down to.
So you never know. You never know. How does that make some of you guys feel? Like, hey, you never know.
Just to add on, a lot of the things that you guys were putting in the chat, we call those things stigmas. It's kind of like the stereotypical ways that we think of someone who might be addicted. So a lot of times we tend to attribute those type of stereotypes that we see in the everyday world or through media to what we will see in real life. And it comes to find out that those stigmas are actually not 100% accurate and or true, and sometimes does not apply. Rather it be behaviorally, physically, or mentally.
And I just want to say, when we ask you guys like what you think about something, your opinions, as long as it's not like a bunch of people answering at once, obviously we all need to take our turn, but if you have something big to say, you can totally unmute your mic and talk about it. I know some people prefer just typing, but some people like to elaborate while talking. That's fine. Just don't talk over each other.
You can always use the raise hand feature, like we're all monitoring the chat, or like I even monitor like the screen. So if you are going like this, chances are I'm coming across you like pretty quickly. So somebody will catch you and you can take yourself off mute.
Yeah, feel free to comment anytime. So, as I said a second ago, anyone can become addicted. People who might be more at risk are people who are exposed to addiction at a younger age, people with families who've suffered from addiction, people with mental health issues, and associating with other people who are addicted. If you do become addicted, there is always treatment available. Knowing the risk factors can help you pay attention to your susceptibility and make better choices. And kind of like Kaylin was saying earlier, like some people have it genetically, and there's also a lot of peer pressure, negative peer pressure that could.
We're losing you, Delaney. Oops. Okay. Are we showing the video now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Need you guys to keep me in line here.
So while Gary's getting that up, when we say like risk factors and saying like a family history or any of those terms, some people's like DNA genetic code is literally like a light switch when it comes to substances. And so, for instance, my DNA, if I, take a substance, because I have a history of substance abuse in my family, if I take an oxycodone or some heroin, let's jump that bridge, there, like the light switch in my brain will literally flick on and say, hey, I like that, I want more of that. Some people don't necessarily have that risk. Not to say that it's not possible, but some people, like if they are prescribed, you're at the age where you're getting your wisdom teeth removed, you're prescribed some sort of opioid for that pain, you take it and you feel nothing. My mom, she had to take an opioid and she hated it, took it one time and never took it again. But that's my mom. My dad is where I have the history of substance misuse. So not to say that if you don't have that, it's not possible again, but understanding those risk factors for yourself and for your friends and your loved ones is very important. Also, I saw a hand, Skyla. Yeah, there it is.
I was gonna say that Skyla has her hands raised.
Yes. Hi, I'm Skyla. I wanted to say this earlier when you were talking about opioid addiction. I know my family actually has, like, they have what you were talking about. I know a lot of family members of mine have been addicted to drugs or still are. And I remember when my mom, she had to get back surgery and they wanted to give her opioids. And she said no because she was afraid of addiction. So whenever like me or one of my family members, whenever we have to, like if we get sick or something, she tries to go the natural route because she doesn't want us dealing too much with medication. And I know my grandmother, something had actually happened because she was on a lot of medication. She had lupus. Her immune system was weak and she had died early. So
up to me, May.
All right, guys.
It helps me make informed decisions for me. Kimura said she doesn't mind if I share this with the group, so thank you, Kimura. She sent me a private message saying that she got her wisdom teeth removed and she didn't take the medicine because she was scared, like a lot of us, because she knows many people who suffer from substance abuse. So it's really important to understand like the things that are happening around you and making those informed decisions for yourself. It's a great job, guys.
Yeah, this is a strong start. Okay, let me, we're gonna play this. I'm sorry, screen share.
This is Susan. Susan loves to bike. While out for a ride, she falls and breaks her arm. Special cells called neurons send a signal through the spinal cord to the brain, which interprets the signal as pain. Susan understands the pain means she needs to go to the hospital, and her body is equipped for survival, helping her not to panic so she can seek help. Many of her neurons are covered in proteins called opioid receptors. These receptors act like a brake to slow down the neuron's ability to send pain signals. When injured, her body releases natural painkillers called endorphins. Like a key in a lock, endorphins activate opioid receptors, slowing down the pain signal and preventing a panic. Susan gets treated for the broken bone, but 3 months later, her arm still hurts. And now that pain is making her feel depressed and anxious. So her doctor prescribes an opioid painkiller. There are many different opioids, but they all share a chemical similarity to our own endorphins. This allows them to bind to the same opioid receptors and stop pain signals. But that's not all they do. Deep inside Susan's brain is a region called the ventral tegmental area, or VTA for short. The VTA is full of neurons that produce a chemical called dopamine. When something good happens, dopamine is released, giving Susan a feeling of pleasure. This helps teach her brain to keep seeking out good things. To keep dopamine neurons in check, inhibitory neurons keep the brakes on until something good comes along. Just like the pain neuron, these neurons are covered in opioid receptors. When Susan takes the painkiller prescribed by her doctor, the opioid receptors turn off the inhibitory neurons and release the brake on the dopamine neurons. The rush of dopamine temporarily eliminates Susan's depression and anxiety, and she feels relief, calmness, and even euphoria. As Susan continues to take the painkillers, her brain responds by trying to regain its balance. Her inhibitory neurons work extra hard, even when the opioid receptors are activated, and it becomes harder and harder for her dopamine neurons to release dopamine. Susan finds that she needs to increase her dose of painkillers in order to feel comfortable. This is called tolerance. Eventually, Susan's pills run out. Inhibitory neurons that had been working overtime are let loose, clamping down on those dopamine neurons and shutting them off almost completely. Now, not only is Susan in pain, but the depression and anxiety come back. On top of that, Susan feels ravaged by an inescapable physical sickness far worse than any flu. Susan's body is going through withdrawal. Most people who take opioids for a long time tend to experience some withdrawal, but they can still stop taking the pills and return to normal. But for people like Susan, it's not so easy. Her genetics and the environment she grew up in put her at a higher risk for addiction. Her withdrawal symptoms aren't just unpleasant, they're unbearable. Susan thinks the only way to feel normal is to find more opioids. And this is how the cycle of opioid addiction emerges, driven by a brain trying to regain its balance. But there is hope for Susan. Though the road to recovery can be challenging and there may be setbacks, treatment can retrain Susan's brain. With the help of medication and therapy, Susan finds pleasure in her life once again.
Okay. All right, who's up next?
Me, once the there it is.
There it is. Okay.
Hello. All right. So when you run often, you slowly begin to not tire over small distances. You begin to build a tolerance for running. Opioids do the same thing by numbing your receptors so you slowly need more substances to achieve the original high. Opioids train your brain to need them. Dependence is when the drug is needed to feel normal. As the drug use decreases, people experience physical pain and the drug becomes a necessity for normalcy. Tolerance is you need more for the feeling. Dependence is you need it physically.
So next we're going to talk about dopamine. We learned about this in the video that we just watched, so you're going to hear a lot of the same stuff because it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of people call it the happy hormone, and it sends messages to your brain so that you feel happy. And as we saw in the video with the little animation, opioids have a special effect on your dopamine and your happiness levels. So they can increase it. They can stop the things that stop your dopamine, if that makes any sense. If you need me to clarify, please tell me. I'll do my best. If anyone else wants to join in, any else of the peer ambassadors, and it makes you feel happier, and that's what gets you in the cycle of tolerance and dependence, needing that happy feeling and your regular routines in your brain not happening like that.
Yeah, Callie, I got you. So just like she said, your brain actually produces a chemical called dopamine. I'm not sure if you guys, I was an athlete in high school. So what we called it was the runner's high. It's the chemical that your body releases that makes you feel good. When you are joking around with your friends and you're laughing so hard that you're crying, your body's releasing dopamine. It's that thing that makes you feel good. Oftentimes when someone is misusing a substance, they are often chasing that feeling from their first high that they will never be able to get, which is how they start building that tolerance. And the thing about these drugs, what they do is they sort of mimic that feel-good drug. And so when you're constantly feeding your body something that makes you feel good, your body naturally stops producing that feel-good dopamine drug because you're giving it an outside source. And so oftentimes what you'll hear is when someone decides that, you know, they're ready to be in recovery and they're ready to detox, they'll feel really sad, they'll feel really depressed, like they just don't feel like themselves because their body has stopped producing that chemical, that natural drug, that natural high that makes them feel good. And so that's why it says at the bottom, the more you use, the more you need, because your body, one, is building a tolerance to this substance, and two, it's not producing that dopamine naturally because it's getting it from an outside source. So.
Next is brain development. Your brain doesn't develop fully until you're 25 years old. That's really important to know. And I'm sure a lot of us have heard it before in health class. Most of us are in high school. And this means that any changes that you make, such as deciding to do drugs or getting hooked on just prescription opioids that you need to recover, they're really damaging to you if you take too much of them. They can really just deteriorate your brain, and that's the reason why I can't speak for others, but I can speak for myself. That's why I'm so passionate about this program and trying to spread the word to you guys, because it can really hurt you. And if we spread the word to you, you can spread the word to other people. The chain goes on, and more people might get educated to make the right decision and not take drugs or watch themselves so they don't get addicted to opioids.
I mean, yeah, that's really why this is so important, because you can do irreversible damage while you're young and don't have a choice to undo it when you're old. So some of the important key takeaways here are that opioids are both legal and illegal, and any one opioid is similar but necessarily the same. And knowing the risk factors can help prevent addiction.
Delaney, we lost you some of the time.
Really? Should I
That's all
try?
right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you now.
It's just cutting out. Like,
Okay.
We'll hear you and then it'll cut out for a sec.
Yeah, I've been kicked out like 3 times already. I don't know what's wrong with my connection.
All right. Go ahead.
So, yeah. So some key takeaways are that opioids are both legal and illegal. Anyone can become addicted. The chemical structure of opioids are very similar, fully developed until you're 25 years old.
Okay, good. I'm just gonna, sorry. All right, let's play a game, right? You guys want to play a Kahoot?
Maya, your face. I'm here for the excitement.
Oh, sorry. I got to get into.
So I know the first lesson while Gary Sal was probably a little dry. Quite honestly, we tried to make it as entertaining as possible. You guys got the best version of it because the first one, this can tell you that bad boy was boring.
No, come on, it wasn't.
You just stuck us teaching the boring stuff.
No, that's not true.
No, I was honestly, you guys, I was like sleep through the first pilot.
Yo, it was boring.
I'm joking. I'm so joking.
No. This is a safe space, you guys. I want to make that clear now. We tell the truth in here.
I wasn't sleeping, but you know, it could have had a little bit of excitement to it, you know. So we had to add a couple of games and different animations because, you know, it wasn't.
Girl, you so shady.
Well, what did I do?
It was nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about good things.
You said girl, not blower.
Oh, sorry. Can you
Can
guys see
play?
Can you see the Kahoot now?
I was just typing. No, you guys can't play. That's not fair. You have an unfair advantage.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm heartbroken.
Can you guys see the Kahoot?
yes, we can
Yes,
see.
we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so type get the pen and type it in.
And if you have any issues, we struggled with this the last time. Please, like, you can send it to me or Dusu or any of the peer ambassadors.
Oh yeah, good. Thank you.
And we'd like to see everyone play. So if you can't, for any reason, please let us know so that we can try our best to help you.
Yeah,
But
put that in
we'd
the
like to see
chat.
everyone.
I was gonna say also, if it's not working, you can answer in the chat.
Yeah.
Also, I'm heartbroken that I couldn't play because I would have won. Just saying.
Just unfair advantage.
I would have beaten you because I made this. I know what's coming.
I would have beaten you all y'all because I work for DEA. Oh.
Okay, flex on us. Wow.
No.
Skyla, I see your message. Thank you. So your camera won't be shown. Yeah, that's fine. You're good. Just as long as you're participating.
Okay. I think we should have a couple more coming.
Should.
Can you type in the chat if you can't, if you're having trouble getting on, please?
Yeah, this is only the second time we've done this, guys. We did it for the last group and it was a little touch and go in some situations. So
Well, when people couldn't get on, they were.
exactly, touch and go.
Okay, is everybody on that wants to? Oh, actually, we'll wait one more minute. And if you can't get on, please chat with Kaylin. We just lost
Nathan,
him.
is your like webcam on a different screen than your monitor? Sorry, I'm just like.
Yeah, so I could actually turn my webcam in, like the screen's right here, but my webcam is on this side.
I told you, Kaylin.
Don't
I told you. I told you. I told you.
I'm gonna be fair.
Avon, is it? Avon, is it? That's your
Yeah,
name,
it's
Avon.
Avon.
I
Yeah.
had your back. I
I
had your
thought
back.
he was playing the
I
game.
told you
I'm gonna
that,
be fair. I knew this.
my friend has the same setup, and I'm telling you that
Don't
his
do that.
freaking
Don't do that.
was matching.
No.
No. She had no faith in you.
No.
Okay.
All right, we
I
just
would've-
lost 2 people on here, so
I will.
Maybe people are getting kicked in and out.
Yeah, maybe.
It could be that.
So, also, you know, I knew that. I just wanted to point it out so that you guys knew it too.
Yeah, I would have put it on top of my monitor, but the clip for it, it didn't fit on top of it because my monitor's a little bit too wide. So I had to put it it's literally on my lamp. It's just hooked onto my lamp right now.
We see half of your mic.
Y'all
Oh
are,
yeah.
y'all are not gonna gang up on me here, ambassadors. I'm a 27-year-old woman. I don't know these things.
All right.
There's more of us than there are of you.
let's start the game. All right, you guys ready? Yeah, shake your head yeah. Okay, here we go.
Your brain is not fully developed until you are triangle, 18 years old, circle, 25 years old, diamond, 21 years old, and a square, 16 years old. Where's the sound, Gary? I like the sound. Sound was fun.
There's no sound?
Is it
No,
copyrighted?
It's on. It's just quiet.
Oh, okay.
That should not be copyrighted.
That's so sad. Kahoot music should be like 8 times
No,
louder than
Gary,
it should
go
be.
Gary, go to the top. You see where it's the little adjust volume. It should be there.
Okay, Miss Technician, come
All right.
through.
Here we go. Wow, that's a tight one.
Let's go.
That's pretty.
That is so close.
That's
So
very
great,
good.
guys.
Excellent. All right, next one. True or false?
Opioids are both legal and illegal drugs.
How do you guys click so fast? Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's impressive. Okay.
Everyone's doing great. Keep it up.
Yeah, you guys are doing amazing.
Oh, look at Vicky. That's great.
All right. Next one. This is a puzzle. Double points. Arrange from highest to lowest. The cause of
The
death.
cause of deaths per year in the USA. Triangle is measles, diamond is car accidents, circle is gun violence, and square is opioids.
And highest to lowest. Highest to lowest. I made that mistake like 3 times when I did it.
So did I. So did I. I know some of you already submitted the wrong way. I know.
Oh, that's a long one.
Whew.
All right. This is gonna change.
What's happening? Maya, look at you.
Maya.
Maya.
So proud.
Coming for the throne, Maya.
Yes.
All right. Good job, guys.
Since 1999, how many people have died in the USA from opioids? Triangle, 100,000 plus, circle, 500,000 plus, diamond, 250,000 plus, or square, over 1 million.
Is that music loud enough for you guys?
It's not. I'm about to start Jeopardying it.
No, it's because it's coming through his mic.
Oh, okay. All right, guys, the answer is 500,000. We talked about it earlier. Just to let you know, this stuff is for reinforcement. these cahoots. This is just to reinforce some of the knowledge that that you guys got to get today. All right.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Another switch there.
Wow.
Are really like,
Damn, Maya.
For the
You
crown.
went back to second place.
All right. Double points.
Okay. If you're not careful, how long can it take to get addicted to opioids? After one bottle, triangle. Diamond, 3 to 5 days. In 1 week, circle. In 1 month, square. And this is double points.
Ooh.
Amber, I know you're lying.
who did that? Ooh.
Amber.
Okay, here we go.
Here am I.
Wow.
Today,
Wow.
and not today.
It's impressive. All right, good job, guys. True or false?
Even one pill can kill. True or false? There's so much to read there. Wow.
Okay, when we finish this, it's going to be 20 out of 20. One pill can kill. And it stays the same. Okay. Next.
True or false? Opioids can be purchased over the counter.
"50-50 shot."
Okay, so let's just let's do a little bit of clarifying because this is important.
Let's
Okay.
discuss this. All right.
Yeah. So
Oh,
go ahead, Callie.
No.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
So remember we talked about apples and oranges, right? So the apples were stuff like Advil and Tylenol. That's over-the-counter stuff. I understand if some of you guys don't know the difference between over-the-counter and prescription. I know it's kind of hard for like just understanding it. You will understand it throughout this program. Trust me, even if it seems hard, you'll get it. But over-the-counter like Advil and Tylenol are not the same as opioids. Opioids can only be prescribed to you by a doctor.
So since opioids are so strong and have such addictive qualities, they need to be monitored and they need to be in set amounts. So they, when it is a legal opioid, it is always prescription.
What if it's a legal opioid, but you get it from somebody?
That's not legal.
It's not your prescription. It's not legal.
Don't take it if it's not yours. Do not take it because you don't know. That could be prescribed for someone else's weight, that someone else's height, someone else's gender. It's completely different. You don't take pills that are somebody else's.
Or
exactly.
Or it cannot even be what they're saying.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You don't know what you're getting, and you guys will know that in a week for sure.
Definitely. Also, another way to like figure out something that's over the counter, like if you guys, the next time you walk into like a Walgreens, CVS, Dwayne Reed, whatever it is, a lot of times they'll say Walgreens pharmacy, pharmacist on duty. That's something that's behind the counter. It's typically in the back of the store. And you have to have a little piece of paper, or sometimes it's sent over that says exactly what you're getting. I do it for my allergy medicine. God forbid anything happens and someone's prescribed an opioid here, that's where you have to get that from. So it's not anything that you can just go to the Oreo aisle and grab a pack of Oreos and take it to the register. Like, that's not how that works.
All right, let's see who's winning.
Maya.
Dethroned.
We
Okay.
were all rooting for you.
All right.
Come on, leave Maya alone now.
All right, next. True or false?
Since the chemical structure is very similar, oxycodone and heroin both affect the body in a similar way. True or false? I couldn't remember. Diamond or triangle. Triangle is false. I almost called it rectangle because it is.
You know what? I almost did it too. The first question, I was like, wait, what is that? It's cool.
Parallelogram.
Okay.
How about that?
Somebody want to take that? One of the peer ambassadors discuss this?
I'll take it. So basically, I don't know if you guys remember the chemical structure that we showed before, where they all have the same like literal look. So it means that it affects the body in the same way. They just have different bonds to them. So like they're basically the same. It's almost the same way that Tylenol and Aleve like affect your body. They both relieve pain. They're just a different type of pain reliever. Does that make sense? And heroin is a little bit stronger than oxycodone, and heroin is illegal. Oxycodone is legal, but should only be taken in doses. Does anyone have a question about that?
Yeah, please, if you have questions about anything or if you need any clarifications, ask us, type it in chat. I don't even care if you need to email me later. I literally don't care. Like, ask me, I'll give you my email, I'll give you my info. I want you to know everything you need to know. So, and that's the same with everyone else here. So,
Yeah,
if you need something, ask us.
Why is this important again, Dusu? Because you start substituting things, right?
Yeah, you start. So just so you guys know, heroin is way cheaper than oxycodone. Oxycodone can only come to you via your doctor, and if your insurance doesn't cover it, it can actually become pretty expensive. So when someone becomes addicted to oxycodone or become addicted to morphine, a prescription drug, and they no longer can get it or they no longer can afford it, they then go to cheaper drugs such as heroin, which comes off the street and is usually mixed in with stuff like fentanyl. And fentanyl is extremely cheap as well because you only need a small amount of it in order to affect your body. So the reason why it's important for you to know that they both affect your body in the same way is because heroin can literally become a substitute for opioids. So that way for oxycodone, I should say, since heroin is an opioid. So is that understood by everyone?
That's why dependence. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
That's why dependence is so important, because as people don't have the prescription anymore, but they still depend on that and they still want that feeling, and they feel like they need that feeling, or they do need that feeling physically, they turn to other alternatives. And since they're so similar, they turn to other substances like heroin or others.
And then what happens with tolerance too? So you get the double whammy.
Yeah. So
right? You need more and you got to substitute more.
Dusu was talking about the cost component of it, and that's very important to understand, because on the street, like 2 oxycodone pills can cost you $20. If you have a 15 pill a day habit, that's going to run your pockets dry pretty quickly. A bag of heroin can cost you anywhere between like $5 and $7. So if we just are, doing the math here, I'm not good at math, but that math is mathing, right? So somebody is going to go to the less expensive option because they are running out of choices. They want that feeling, but they don't have the money to pay that price tag.
It's economics at the end of it.
Yeah, and sometimes one can be so much more stronger than the other, but people just see them as interchangeable because they are similar. But again, they're not the same. So that's how a lot of people overdose, because they think it's like the same amount or the same, like, okay, I'll just take this much, and they overdose themselves.
All right, guys. I want to get going to the next question because we're going to run out of time. But this is really good stuff. All right.
I think it's worth noting that Alicia, with the tongue sticking out, like, we're on a 5 correct answer streak. So claps for Alicia.
Good job.
Thank you.
There we go. Next question. Here we go. Multi-select.
What are the 3 must-knows? 1 pill can kill, over-the-counter medicine is addicting, opioids are legal and illegal, and Good Samaritans are protective.
Let's see how many people get this right.
Better get this right.
All right, that's pretty good. For the first day, well done. Well done. All right, let's see who's Okay, this is a poll question, so this is not right or wrong.
Just answer honestly.
Yeah, how much of what we discussed about opioids did you know before today's lesson? Not much, half of it, a little bit, most of it.
Okay,
I just lost power, so excuse that.
Nice, nice. A friend of mine or someone in my family is addicted to opioids. You can answer yes or no to this. No correct answer.
Yeah, this one's not for points.
And we also can't see, so don't, you know, if you feel.
Yeah, no, we're not going to look at it or anything, so don't feel pressure.
there's no names. Interesting. Okay, another poll question.
I know someone that has overdosed on opioids, yes or no?
And this is confidential. Hey! I'm back.
Okay, here's the podium.
Alicia. Hiya. Period, Sophie. Period. Period, Pooh. Way to go, guys.
All right. We're gonna, anybody have any questions now?
I have a comment real quick. I know some of us might not know what fentanyl is, so for me to put it into perspective for you, it's a painkiller used on very large animals. So I think it's used on elephants and stuff, so only
That's
a little bit.
Carfen. That's
Fentanyl is
Carfen.
horse
okay.
tranquilizer.
kinda mean.
Carafentanil
Yeah.
is even worse, and it is
Okay,
elephant
okay.
tranquilizer.
So fentanyl horses. So
So
that's a big
yeah.
animal.
Fentanyl does have medical purposes. It's used like in surgeries. Like I said, it was used on me when I had my appendix removed. It is used for end of life care. So if someone's in hospice dying from cancer, unfortunately, anything like that, that's when fentanyl will be used. Gunshot wounds, anything that's very traumatic towards the body, like surgery or things like that. So it does have a medical purpose now.
Definitely it does.
The medical purpose is to feel.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up, but I want each of you guys to type into the chat one of the 3 must knows.
I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, Arturo. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I saw you had your hand raised. If you have a question, you can go ahead and ask it.
He's just
Oh, okay.
he's
All
just-
right.
Yeah, clapping.
Arturo is a guest, just observing today.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and that's sort of thank you. Appreciate it. Just helping. Awesome work. Great to see you.
Thanks, Arturo. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Can I say this to in front of our peer ambassadors? This was the best first session ever.
Oh yeah, definitely. This was great.
Wow,
Yeah,
This was
let me
great.
tell y'all, because I've been here for all of them, and this one was the best one. It was. You guys are amazing.
I feel offended. I
I-
feel offended.
Well,
Who feels offended?
you should, that's what it's about. It's about improvement, isn't it? Everything in life is about that. So if it's
First of all-
worse than the fourth one, then we're doing something wrong.
And it's, you know, a testament to our peer ambassadors, but it's also a testament to you guys because you guys are really participating and you're commenting in the chat and you're
Yeah.
making funny faces that are making me laugh, honestly. So thank you. But like, it's rarely ever is it, you know, this smooth. So really, thank you. Like, we hope you guys feel like heard and seen and appreciated because you are. So.
And you'll have an opportunity to actually discuss this more. And that's where the learning really comes in. But I would say for the first time, guys, you weren't good, you were excellent.
Yeah, the communication is so important. So
Yeah.
thank you all so much.
And just want to say, and I know Callie and everybody, we try to create a safe environment where people can talk about things that might be difficult. And that's part of learning things, and that's part of healing and growing and that kind of stuff. So we always want to keep a respectful environment, and we always want you guys to feel comfortable that you can talk about what you need to talk about. And there's somebody here to support you. No judgment, just support.
We are this is a judgment-free zone. I said it at the beginning and I mean it. Like, they can all tell you, our peer ambassadors, like, you all will become my kids. Like, whether you like it or not. I will have like 80 adopted kids right now. Like you guys are my little family. So you'll see. Don't worry. You'll see.
Mama Kaylin. So anybody have any last burning desires to say something or anything like that? We said it was going to be 80 minutes. We're at 78 right now. So I like to run a tight ship here with that. Please, guys, be on time. If you can, try to actually do this from a laptop or a desktop instead of a phone. It just allows you to just sort of get a foundation and ask things. It works better that way. But once again, it's great. Dusu, you want to wrap it up and say something?
Well, like I agree with what everybody said. Like, this was one of the best first sessions we've had, out of all of the sessions I've been to, which have been all of them. So I would say that thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for participating and being present, all in all. And if you have any questions, any concerns, or anything at all that you did not understand today, Gary will send you our information, and you can email any one of us, and we will speak to you, even if it is about something that's personal or has a lot to do with the program. All right, and we'll see you guys next time on Thursday.
We'll see you guys. Peer ambassadors, can you hang in there with Kaylin with me, please?
Of course.
Great job, guys. See you on Thursday.
Thank you so much. It was nice seeing all of you.
Guys.
You guys did great.
Thank you, Amber.